Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Natural Resources and Forestry. Speaker, for 7 years I've been trying to get a simple answer from the government regarding the Fish and Wildlife Special Purpose Account with little or no success. This account pools together all revenues from fishing and hunting license fees and royalties and must be reinvested back into wildlife resource management. Unfortunately, instead of using these funds for their intended purposes, this government continues to use this account as a personal slush fund. Speaker, they spend it on dinners, they spend it on housekeeping services, psychologists, buying and selling and renting housing. Can the minister, the new minister, explain how any of the above related items that I mentioned have anything to do with wildlife conservation in Ontario?
Thank you. Minister of Natural Resources and Forestry.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. I'm happy.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I think, and we will have the occasion this afternoon to continue to debate this issue. Now, I don't really understand why anyone would object to the fact that this funding has allowed us to stock almost 8 million fish in a year in lakes all across Ontario, to have conservation officers to enforce our laws and ensure that there continues to be fish and that we don't overhunt or overfish. Invest in a great public education program, Learn to Fish. 4,000 people have learned to fish effectively, safely, and sustainably through that program. It conducts research. Now, people need to be there to do this work, and I think part of it, does the member object to people being paid or having benefits? Yeah. I think that's the problem. I think we want to ensure that we continue to deliver this program effectively, and that requires people, and people should be paid and have access to benefits. Thank you.
Thank you. Supplementary.
Thank you, Speaker. No one's objecting to the fund. In fact, the Progressive Conservative Party created the fund. This government has corrupted the fund, unfortunately, Mr. Speaker. Through the lack of transparency, this government continues to disrespect our hunters and anglers throughout this province. Today, when we debate my private member's bill to return transparency to the special purpose account and create a system for hunters and anglers to inquire about the expenditures, will the minister do the right thing, support my bill, ensuring all monies collected from these fees goes directly to wildlife conservation and not paying for someone's steak dinner?
Good question. I'll support it.
Mr. Speaker, I think the fund is used appropriately and it is monitored. It has a lot of people. There's an advisory panel that does provide advice. And indeed, I'm not the only one saying this. There's a quote from Mr. Angelo Lombardo, which is the Executive Director of the Ontario Federation of Anglers and Hunters, who does support this fund and says, and I quote, "We need to remember that resource management needs people. We can't grow and stock fish without people. We can't do assessment and surveys without people. We can't do research without people. And these people, sir, need to be paid, and they need to be paid." And we've been spending the entire week talking about mental health and the benefits, having people that have access to benefits such as mental health benefits is important. I think we stand by this fund. It has done great things to Ontario and will continue to do the work.
Thank you. Your question.